All right, welcome back to our second video in the Title IX website series. I posed the questions in my first video. Who is your audience? Why? And what are you trying to communicate? So let's talk about those first in this video before we get into the different examples. So first of all, who is your audience? It is your university community at large, but more specifically, it's your students. Yes, faculty members, staff, parents, community members, they all might go to your site. But the vast majority of people who need your help, who come to your site for help, are going to be students. And these aren't students who are coming to your site just to do research on a good day. They are coming to your site on their worst day. This may be the worst day of their life. This is a very bad time for them when they come to your site. They were just sexually assaulted, or they were just accused of sexual assault. Both of those can be very upsetting, very traumatic. So when they visit your site, the why is to get help. They need resources and they need help. Yes, they need a lot of information, so all that needs to be there. But right now, when they initially go to your page, they just need help. And when you are experiencing trauma, without going into all the neuroscience because I'm not a scientist, but when you are experiencing trauma, and I think we can all relate to this because we've experienced it one time or another in our life, you're not thinking critically. You're not thinking clearly. You can't think 3 steps ahead. You can't put together a list of things that you need to do or put a puzzle piece together because you are hyper-focused on the here and now, what's right in front of you. So people experiencing trauma need to be able to go somewhere that's very simple and easy to understand and follow. Think about our national emergency system. Nationwide, you can call 911 in an emergency. We pound that into our kids' heads from the time they're really little. It is so easy, and we've repeated it so many times, that it's automatic. No one has to think about it, so therefore it's effective when people are experiencing trauma. They can pick out their phone and dial 911 without even thinking about it. It's automatic. How many times have you seen videos of, or heard recordings of 3-year-olds who successfully called 911 when something happened to a parent? It's because it is so simple. It is designed to be effective for someone who's experiencing trauma. I remember speaking to a student who had just been sexually assaulted, just got home and went online to try to find resources. She couldn't find any. She ended up calling a national hotline because she couldn't find any local resources. So this was concerning to me because I knew we had a webpage and I knew there were a lot of local resources. There were people that she could have talked to, people that could have met her at the hospital, advocates, and they're all right there. So I went online and did searches, all the different search terms that I could think about, and I found everything very easily. It was all there. But in the state of trauma, she couldn't find that. She needed one place to go to find that information, and she didn't have that one place. So that was a failure on our part in our Title IX office. So that's the who, and then the why. They're coming to you for help. They need information, they need resources, they need help. So what are you trying to communicate? When someone comes to your website, what do you want them to think? What do you want them to feel about you, about the services that you offer? You want them to know that you're here to help, that you are the person they can go to. So if your website is too hard to understand, it's too complicated, it's poorly designed, that's not what you're communicating. Look at it from their perspective. When they come to visit, they don't care about your compliance. They're making a split-second decision based on what they see on whether or not you are going to care, whether or not it's worth it for them to come to you for help, or should they go somewhere else. And that is communicated through your website design. All right, so next lesson, I'll start getting into specific examples I found of going through over 2,000 Title IX websites. So I'll see you in the next lesson.